Gary, we're back. First day of pre-season. We've just seen the first session in the morning finish there. What do you make of it overall? How did you see it?
I think they've come back well. It's always exciting the first day of pre-season, and you know they've looked after themselves in the summer, which is obviously good for them as well as us, following the programme, and we've been pleased with the work that they've done this morning.
Another session this afternoon to come. Is it clear to see how sort of obvious the intentions are for pre-season to get these players in and really give them a bit of a beating and get them as fit as possible ahead of pre-season and obviously ahead of next season as well?
I wouldn't use the word beasting. I think it's definitely a structured programme, you know, that's detailed, and there's a lot of work gone into it. But the main aim of pre-season is obviously to get them fit. We will be working at a certain intensity throughout the course, and each week we'll gradually increase that intensity ready for the start of the season.
You've spoken a lot towards the end of last season about rebuilding the identity of the club. How much of a precedent has been set today, do you think, and how much of a precedent will continue to be set throughout the pre-season in terms of rebuilding that identity through the training that these boys are going to be going through? Yeah,
definitely. You know, I think in terms of how we will play, the supporters got a view of that at the back end of the season, in terms of we want them to be able to pass the ball and we want to play a certain way, but ultimately you know, you've got to be able to do everything in this league, and through the course of pre-season, the games that have been organised will test us and provide us with that opportunity to implement them.
Recruitment has been quite heavy so far, as we know. There's 8 of the new lads out there today. How do you feel they've done so far?
Brilliant. They've settled in ever so well. Yeah, they've been terrific, and you know, they've showed promising signs already on day one in terms of the fitness levels, which we knew because of the work that we did in terms of checking out their characters.
And obviously, on rebuilding the identity again, in terms of recruitment, how much of a basis does that form when you're looking at potential new signings? You need characters that are going to come in and try and rebuild the identity of that club.
I think the most important thing is the character of the player. You know, I pride myself on bringing the right types of people into football clubs, and it's been no different this summer. You know, a lot of work goes into it, like you said, and the ones that we've brought in so far, we know that they're very good characters, and we look forward to improving them and making them better.
In terms of recruitment so far then, whereabouts do you think we're at? Are you happy with what we've done? Is there still a few more to come in and go out, do you think?
Well, I think any manager will tell you up and down the country that they're always looking out for a little bit more, and I'm probably no different, but you know, it's one of those situations at the moment where you get to the start of pre-season and then you just see who's still available and what possibly could happen with obviously other clubs making signings, and then what comes available for people that are already in contract. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
And like we say, with recruitment, when players are coming in, there's a certain set of values, isn't there, that they're going to be educated on when they're coming into this club. Is that what this training's all about, and this programme's all about, educating them on the values of this football club and what we want to see from them next season?
No, I think the main aim of pre-season, like I say, is to get them fit. But obviously, throughout the course of that, they will be educated on what it means to play for Bradford City and what the fans expect, and you know, that's important that we obviously emphasise that, because you know, they've got to go and play out and be able to handle playing in front of Valley Parade.
So without sounding too obvious, maybe, where do you think the season will be won and lost next season? What are the main factors that will decide it, and how is this training programme structured to sort of bring the best out of these players and help them in that sense?
The training programme, like I say, is structured for the whole aim of making sure that we've got as many fit as possibly can for the start of the first game. You know, where will the season be won and lost is a tough question at this stage of the pre-season, because obviously you find out more as the season progresses in terms of the opposition and certain trends and styles of play in this league.
So with that in mind, finally, what's the sort of aims for next season? You know possibly more than anybody what a hard league it is and what a hard league it is to get out of. How is the training being structured to sort of work towards them aims next season, and what do you think can be achieved?
Well, I think it's a case of, like I say, getting everybody back into the routine, getting the new players to gel as quickly as possible, and then just going from there. I think the most important thing, like I've said all along, is that we're very competitive, and we're trying to bring those players in that'll, you know, give us that extra bit of quality in what will be a difficult league.